Surprise!
Definitely a different power profile from the standard cross trainer.
Still photos in. This is a work of art.
Now it's also got upgraded suspension that we talked about.
And I also chose to go with the DFX suspension kit.
Oh, the suspension for me is fantastic.
Well, Furz, we're back out for another head-to-head test, mate. We got two bikes in front of us again.
Yes,
one of them
we are.
looks pretty damn special. What are we looking at here, mate?
Surprise! If you hadn't guessed, I bought myself a 2024 Cross Trainer 300. Believe it or not, I sold my 2020 KTM 300. I really enjoyed riding Al's bike. The size and everything was extremely comfortable. And for you guys, I spent the money so that you don't have to.
So they look really different, mate. What is going on between my fairly standard one and this beast that we have over here?
Right, so yes, as you can see, it does look just a little bit different. I really loved the 2022 colours, which is the white plastics and the blue. So what I did, I went out and bought some Polysport white plastics and got a sticker kit. This is from Omega up in Queensland, Australia. And I've found that all the sticker kit, all of the plastics fit except the shrouds. So nobody makes a white 23-24 Cross Trainer shroud, which is okay because it seemed to cover it up enough. And I'm also waiting for some other little bits and pieces down the bottom there. So
yeah, you really wouldn't notice if you didn't say. Like, it just blends in nicely.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Obviously, there are a few differences here, hence why we are doing a versus or a test between the two to see what the difference is. I'm 90 kilos, Al's weighs 30 kilos, so
around 70.
which is 70 to apparently 75 to 85 is approximately what they are sprung for the suspension. So I needed to go up to about an 85 to 95 spring set. And I also chose to go with the DFX suspension kit for the forks and the shock. They're in Queensland and they're known for having an exceptionally good, very value orientated kit. So I went ahead and got that and got Chad's off-road, Chad in Geelong, Victoria, Australia, who's a bit of a guru. Got him to do the suspension there. And so we'll get to see how it feels between the two at this stage.
It'd be really interesting whether I still prefer that over the standard one. So far I love how plush this is because of how slow and single trail orientated our riding is, but you never know, that might still suit me better.
I was told that I do enjoy the plushness, and I was told that it should keep the plush, but
just more high-speed rebound and
stuff.
stuff.
More high speed, which is what almost everybody complains about. So the next step up from that is probably spending thousands of dollars on like a lucky kit or changing out the forks and everything. So like I said, I've spent the money so that you don't have to, and we can let you know exactly what it's like. The only other thing here is I've changed a couple of things, sorry. I went for a Motoes pipe and pipe guard. I initially had an FMF fatty pipe, but it wouldn't fit the guard, and I really like the guard on these. It's very light, but very strong and lets mud through. Easy to maintain.
I've got to say, I'm glad you did that, because if you look closely at this pipe, and we'll probably put some still photos in, this is a work of art. Like the welds on that are just, it's amazing to look at. So
yeah, I'm very happy, and obviously bling, it makes me go faster. So we'll test that theory out. Obviously, you put a bigger pipe on, you need to jet it differently. I went with the JD jetting kit. I think I went with a 38 and a 162, which is what the JD jetting kit suggested. We are here at sea level, up to maybe 500 metres or so, 600 metres, and we'll see how that goes. It seems to be running really nicely and idling great.
Yeah, I can't wait to get out and test this, because really, if we're all honest about this, what you've got there might be the bike that 90% of amateur dirt bikers should be riding. It's a smaller frame, it's a smooth tune, and you've done a little bit of work on that to get it like really high performing. Is it fair to say that's still way under the price of buying a KTM or something just off the floor?
You'd probably be saving $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 with suspension, everything.
So given what you can get with this, with a few added extras, be really keen to see if this is, you know, the greatest bike we've ridden.
Yeah. So basically what we're going to do now is Al's just going to do a warm up on his bike first, just to get a feel for his. Obviously he knows how his bike feels, then pretty much straight away he'll jump on this one, have a ride, give you his thoughts, and I'll do a bit of a follow. And when we get back, we'll swap over. I'll jump on this and give you my thoughts.
Can't wait, mate. You might not get this one back too quickly.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, here we are. I'm out on my first ride on Furz 2024 Cross Trainer, the pimped version, and already it's got a lot more squirt in it than mine does. So we're just going to go through a bit of flowy stuff here. Now it's also got upgraded suspension that we talked about, and I'm about 70 kilo or 155 pounds, so we'll see how that translates for me, whether I like it better than the plush standard suspension. Now through this sort of divots and ruts, I think it's going to always be better because it's going to rebound and take up that fast shock a lot better. But the yeah, it's definitely a bit more responsive on the gas than mine. It's got a Motoes pipe as well and some rejetting, so I'm going to have to a little bit. I can really wrap the throttle on mine, and I feel like I've got a lot of control with that. This is just going to take a little bit of getting used to how much it wants to take off. Alright, we'll head downhill and see what it's like. Standard brake pads. Yeah, these brake pads feel a lot better than mine did standard. We've hit about 50-50 with the betas so far, with the standard brake pads feeling good enough to go with, versus on mine where I swapped them out. We've done a video on that and why. But these ones feel pretty good. I've got good control. They're not feeling very grabby, which is important. Yeah, suspension feels good downhill. Still feels soft enough, but probably not just as plush. Don't think that's a bad thing at the moment. Yeah, that was pretty good. I cruised down there at least as quick as I normally would. So no negatives on the suspension so far for my slight body weight. Crawl through here and then we'll do some uphill scramble testing. Such a beautiful area on this property, and this sneaky little arbour here. Alright, let's try uphill. Second gear. This is very bumpy and a lot of roots through here. Oh, I didn't nail that one this time. Right, geez, she gets going again. Still really good low down power. I reckon I'm using a lot more clutch on mine though to control the power. Probably a lot more, maybe smooth low end power on my standard one. But that ripped up there pretty well. I reckon I just had to control the power a bit more. Yeah, a lot more power. Definitely, I was slipping the clutch a lot more then just to control the power.
Yep.
But when you want it, it really goes. Yep. And on the top straight part, yeah, more like the KTM where it's just there.
Yeah.
Whereas that, I feel like you can really wrap it on, and you have a lot more, yeah, a lot more space. Yeah, yep. But suspension feels good. I don't see any negatives for me so far. Yeah, rebound on the fast section was good, and that downhill section it really liked. Yeah, it still did feel plush, but probably just a bit more stable maybe. Yeah. Yeah, alright. Alright, cruising downhill again on a bit of sandy loam. So it'll feel pretty good down here with the suspension. Felt good downhill on the other side. And again, pretty nice brake control on this. Nice steep rooted section through here, but no problems for the custom trainer. Really loving Furz decals on this too. Throwback to the 2021 white cross trainers. See if I can get hooked up, going back through. Oop. It's always more awkward going that way. Wants to hook you up. Up we go. Yeah, it feels really good on the power, but I am slipping the clutch more than on mine. Oh geez, it's got it right low down when you need it to save you though. It does have a lot of power, but yeah, I'm over revving it a little bit. Definitely a different power profile from the standard cross trainer, but loves to labour. That's good. That labouring there is better than mine, but you just got to control the power. Yeah, that was good. I think once I got used to that, it's still got a lot of power low end where I want it. It just still has a fair bit top, mid and top end. Get back through this little flowy section here and try third gear out. This sort of open stuff, which a cross trainer's not, really designed for. This suspension upgrade is really taking these hits better than mine. I just flowed through here on mine, warming up. Yeah, that's way better. You can really sort of get in and out of those little divots. That's good fun. I think for me, it's a thumbs up for a suspension mod. But I think I actually like my really pedestrian, slow, smooth power. I might get used to this, but I actually don't think I need any more than what I've got on the standard one. That was a hell of a lot of fun though. Loving Furry's pimped out cross trainer.
Alright, so it's now my turn on my bike, and I've obviously just ridden Al's, so we'll see how it feels. Feels a little bit spicy. Definitely a lot more spicy than the suspension for me is fantastic. The DFX kit, it's just soaking up those bumps, but is still plush, really. So they got their heads taken off by that branch there. darts around real nice. So does Al's, but I think the suspension is a little bit stiffer, but doesn't really feel like it. It just seems to soak up some of the harder bumps a bit. We'll see what it's like. See what it's like downhill. I was on Al's bike, and the downhill felt okay. It felt like it dived with the standard suspension a little bit. Or no, this is good. This is holding me up. The suspension on this DFX, and also the spring. So it's the correct spring for my weight. Is a lot better. Yeah, I'm able just to punch down that. Yep. First and second, very bitey, very. It just takes a little bit to get used to, but kind of like it. A little bit of an uphill section here. See how we go. Don't want that in our leg. Just in third. Other than getting caught up on that bloody log, ooh, other than getting caught up on that log coming up,
and I ran straight into you, which was fun.
Did you?
Yeah.
I didn't even feel it.
Didn't feel it? No. Just trying to be nice and close, but
yeah, no, it was yeah, pretty much everything that you mentioned. It's a bit spicier, first and second. The suspension for me, especially going down that hill, actually held me up a lot better. It didn't dive and poke. I mentioned that also could be due to the spring rate being correct.
I was really struggling to keep up with you down the hill, and there's probably a bit of ability going on there, but
it just beautiful.
Yeah,
like really confident with that. For the price of the suspension, I think it was about, I don't know, give or take $600. Then installation, fantastic. I do it every day. So
yeah, nice.
But it just feels a bit spicier.
Yeah,
pretty much.
I think if we weren't trying to keep two different bikes, I might spend that $600 on the suspension. But yeah, I really liked it.
That's pretty much it, really. Obviously, there's your clutches set up just a little bit different to mine. There's gearing's all the same and everything, but and obviously I have a bit of a JD jetting carb tune. So other than that, that's
nice.
About it, really.
Right.
Just a bit
so
more
how you go on the way back up?
Yeah. The downhill doesn't look very steep, but it's a little bit of pep. Yeah, the suspension's great. Just does not dive down and try to bottom out on you at all. we're going back up. Yeah, that tracked it pretty nicely up that. Other than a bit of user error, it was pretty good. Yeah.
Got too close and then got too
Yeah, other than a little bit of user error, pretty good.
Yeah.
Good coming up. That could probably even just put into third and lug it up, but I was in second, just trying to move it along, but
That would be very interesting to see.
yeah, but it was good. It hit the bumps and just over them nicely. Wasn't a hard hit or anything.
Yep.
Good, really happy.
You can sort of tell with how we're following it.
Yeah,
It's like that was very hard to stay with you.
yeah. It just soaks it up and gives you confidence. It just, yeah, doesn't want
I just like going slow.
to dive.
Well, Furz, we've just been out for our first ride on your 2024 Beta Cross Trainer. Mate, she's beautiful, she's got a lot of power. It's your bike. What did you think?
Yeah, I love it. I love, I think the suspension sort of surprised me a lot more than it did, just for the, it's a DFX suspension. For the money that I spent, maybe 600 Australian dollars, it's just fantastic. Really didn't pogo me, soaked up going down this hill. And obviously on yours it would go down a lot, but it's definitely not sprung for me also. So the suspension I found pretty awesome, to be honest. How did you find that? Just while we're on that topic?
Surprisingly, I really like the suspension as well. I think I would probably go for that too.
Yep.
Is there a version with a lower weight? Or
Yes.
Okay, so I could actually get that performance suspension sprung for my weight.
You would leave the standard spring, which is
Yeah.
for your weight, and you just get the valving done.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
But I would still choose what you've got there for my weight over the really plush cross trainer,
Yeah.
but only just.
Yeah.
But anything that's a bit faster, that was way better, and downhill, that was still way better for me as well.
Yeah, I found that too.
Mm.
The power, so it felt like it had about 20% more go.
Yeah,
I think with the pipe and the carb tuning, it just added that little bit more pep. Whereas, so first and second on yours, although it's very usable, it's it's fairly linear.
yeah.
On this one, it's a fair bit more aggressive. So I sort of found going between yours and mine, even though we've got the same gearing, is that I would ride mine at a higher gear. So like maybe third,
Yeah.
whereas on yours you could be in second type of thing. Just that power delivery felt a little bit
Yeah,
different, I think.
it really surprised me how much more power yours had, but also how much more sensitive that was in the throttle. I expected to still be able to wrap it, but get more power. Is that a jetting thing, or do you know why that would feel a bit more
I
responsive?
think it's jetting and also the pipe.
Yeah, it's just got breathing a lot more, and it just pumps the power
That's right,
through.
yeah, and just the right amount of air-fuel mixture going through, basically.
Yeah.
So,
I'm a little bit mixed on yours at the moment. I think I need to ride this for a bit more time to say whether I would want those power mods.
Yep.
But just in that sort of quick first ride test, I'd probably go power of mine, because I just like to be really pedestrian and smooth with that DFX suspension.
yeah, I think so. I think that would be a bargain sort of price.
Great value.
Yeah, really good value. Other than that, I mean, I put different handlebars on, so I've got some Pro Taper low, so they are a lot lower. So I prefer that because it puts me forward on the bike.
Yep.
So I enjoy that a little bit more, but that's just personal preference for setup, really.
And I didn't notice that in the quick test, but that's obviously a longer term thing that you prefer the feel. But
So who do you think sort of would do this type of setup, a little bit more aggressive?
Well, I think really, you know, and we've talked about it with some of the other bigger bikes, is if you take ego out of the way, and if you're not really like, you know, a near pro rider, I think this is a great bike. It's, you know, what, for the 12,500 Australian, you start with the Cross Trainer, you spend a couple of grand on that, and you will have a better bike with a more manageable size than most of your mates out there riding. And they'll probably secretly be jealous that they're on full-size bikes.
Honestly, you see it a lot in the forums and online. They say that the Cross Trainer's, you know, too mellow, you know, more of a beginner's bike. I couldn't disagree more.
Yeah, same. We've ridden all the bikes out there over the years, and yeah.
And especially with this, with this setup now, honestly, I wouldn't want any more. I just couldn't handle any more than that.
Yeah.
And the size of the chassis or frame being 15% smaller just gives you that hell of a lot more confidence. So if people are thinking about it and they ride a Cross Trainer and they go, oh, it's just a little bit too mellow, spend a tiny
That's not
bit.
mellow.
No, it's not.
It's not mellow at all.
No,
yeah.
no, not at all. It's like borderline, to be honest.
Yeah, yep, agreed.
Until you get used to it, like we've just got it, so we will get used to it.
Yeah.
Our own bikes, but.
And mate, credit to your vision as well. Like, this is one of the best bikes getting around, looking bikes. And you know, just a little bit of time and some meticulous planning with your decals and stickers. It's a ripper.
Good fun.
There'll be a lot more to come on this bike.
Yes, yes.
And mate, next week we've got a video coming up that we've really been looking forward to. Something that gets asked a lot.
Ooh,
What are we going to see next week?
You'll have to stand by.
Stand by. Okay, we're going to make it a mystery.
Yeah, it's
all
going
right.
to be very...
It's one of the most asked for things in the realm of beta. Can we say that? I just said that?
Say that. Yeah. So it's something definitely we've been interested in knowing, and we see the question a lot. So
yeah,
stand by for the next episode.
It'll answer the ego question from my point of view, I reckon. All right. Catch you next week.
See you later.
What I've done here is no idea. Oh, okay.
It's like they're building Area 51 here or something.
Trucks. Obviously this is private property, so it's okay, but we're right near the road and the Hard Unduro pond. Truck number 85 going past.
So now, that one and your one?
And go.
Hang on, 1 sec. And mate, next week we've got something that we've really been looking forward to. Oh, okay. Yeah. And mate, next week we've got a review coming up that we've really been looking forward to.
Everything.
Good chopper.
Get to the chopper. All right.
Fuck.
Don't know what